Petersen Panthers will be the number 2 seed in the MVC tournament down in Springfield, Missouri. UNI will take on the winner of Missouri State, Wichita State, Friday at 7:30. That match can be seen on ESPN3. You can also listen in on the radio, 1330, with Chris Kleinhans-Scholes on the call. Thanks. First up today, Bobbi Petersen.
Well, it was a really nice timing to one match this last week. I felt so good about our preparation and some of the things we could do this last week. We had an opportunity to get an extra day of rest, which I thought was a good time of year for that. We focused a lot the beginning of the week on things that we wanted to do to not only get better, but some new things we wanted to prepare for as we head into the conference tournament. So we had the chance to do that. And then obviously we had a lot of time to prepare for Bradley as well. So a great week for our kids in terms of preparation and just getting better. We had Bradley on Saturday, and as I said last week, they were a team that this was going to be their last match of the season, so we felt they definitely were going to come in with the nothing to lose attitude. It was senior night for us, and again, honoring and our 5 amazing student athletes, seniors. It really actually was a very tough night in that case, and I thought our kids did a really good job of really working to keep their emotions in check because before the match, before they went out there, I was really worried. They were very emotional, which I expected that to some extent, but I just thought they did a nice job of refocusing once they got out there. I thought the rest of our kids did a nice job of honoring our seniors by just playing hard, playing together. We had a great crowd as well, and just thought it was a nice way to send off our seniors. Obviously, we're way bummed it was our last home match of the year because of the support that we've had all season. So thank you for that, and thank you for making their senior night extra special. I thought it was a good night for us execution-wise as well on the court. We hit over 400 or almost 400 as a team, and also we held Bradley to a 107 hitting percentage. So both our offense and defense did great things on Saturday night. I thought we were really scrappy defensively, which is something that I think gets the rest of our game going. Jenny Wilms had probably one of her best matches of the year on Saturday night, our defensive specialist, senior. So really good to see that. She just put herself in a great position to make plays and then was able to execute and make those plays. So very proud of her. We had 5 of our attackers hitting over 350, which is a really good stat for us and something that we like to see heading into the conference tournament. So really proud of that. And obviously this week we turn our attention to the conference tournament, and just a little blurb about what happened this last weekend. If you remember when I was here last week, I said that we still had a chance to tie for the regular season conference championship. We had to win, and Creighton had to lose both their matches on the weekend. And just to tell you how close we were, we did our part to win our match, and then Creighton went 5 games with Wichita State and won 16-14 in the 5th. And then against Missouri State, they went 5 games and won 15-13 in the 5th. So we were a few points away from that regular season tie, but obviously feel really good about the season and the things our kids did in the regular season. But we're obviously focused on that conference tournament. We will play the winner of the 3 and 6 seeds, which is Wichita State and Missouri State. So in my mind, that match alone is going to be a huge battle. Both those teams are playing really well right now. Obviously, both took Creighton this weekend to 5 games, so that match is going to be a battle. The hard part for preparation in my mind for this week is obviously you've played the teams that you're going to be playing twice already, but we also know that everybody's going to come in with hopefully a little bit of different things to throw at their opponent. But we have a hard time because we don't know who to prepare for. Obviously, Wichita State or Missouri State is our biggest focus, but we have to prepare for both of them. And after that, if we'd be fortunate enough to win, we could play one of 3 teams. So the hard part in preparation is if there's anything that those teams do that are a little bit different, you kind of have to work on some of that during the week just to get your kids used to that. But the biggest focus for us will be on our side and the things that we want to do execution-wise going in. And then we'll defend whoever we play depending on who we're playing and have a game plan based on that. So we're excited. Our kids, it's fun because I feel like a lot of times at this point of year you have to get a second win, and believe it or not, there are teams that do not get their second win, and I feel like our kids are ready to go. They're already on the court right now practicing, so anxious to get in the gym and get prepared for the conference tournament. I know that Springfield is a ways away, but if anybody's not doing anything on Thanksgiving weekend, we would love to have the support. You can make a vacation of it. Branson's real close, so we'd love to have you. But no matter what, we're going to fight hard and we're going to work hard to bring home that conference tournament championship. Any questions?
Bobbi, your team's kind of been a little bit spoiled the last couple of years having that conference tournament here in Cedar Falls. Do you approach it any differently now that you do have to play on the road?
It's funny that you say that because as a coach, besides having the ability to have your fan base here, I like the conference tournament on the road a little bit better because I feel like we have more control over our kids because otherwise you're just sending them off. They're at their own apartments or they're at the dorms. We have, not that they're going to go do anything that we're worried about, but it's more structured. We do more team things together. Because there's nothing else to do. So I kind of like being on the road now, way down in Missouri State, I don't know. But obviously we're spoiled because we miss the crowd and we miss the fan base, but I think that's the biggest part of it.
Do you increase your practice time at all with the kids not having anything class-wise this week?
We will not increase practice time. Our ability to watch film and some things like that will definitely be increased. And we'll do some team bonding things as well. So our time together will be increased, but definitely not on the court. It's hard because we want to. As coaches, we'd love to be on the court more, but everybody is getting to the point where you're a little bit beat up and tired, and so just being prepared physically and having those legs for those matches is going to be a big part of it.
Bobbi, when you play a team twice, you always say you throw in some new wrinkles. You do that again when you have to play them 30 times?
Yeah, and actually the conference tournament, it's probably a little bit more because, during the regular season, we're still trying to figure out our team. And, we stay consistent with some things, maybe a new play here and there. But we've been working the last couple weeks on some things that we haven't actually added to any of our regular season matches. And it's more just offense, so we're not so predictable. Defensively, we're pretty similar. We have a couple things that we might do different blocking, but nothing too crazy on the blocking side. So it's more trying to have some different things offensively so we don't become predictable in each of our rotations.
Is playing the winner of Wichita, Missouri any better than playing Southern or Illinois State, or is it pretty much just going to be tough all the way?
I think it's going to be tough all the way. I look at that, and I was even trying to think of who I'd want to play, and I don't really know. I think all matches are going to be great, and like I said, this year more than any other year to have that bye, I think is huge. There's some years where I don't like the bye just because I feel like everybody's kind of getting to touch the ball and get a feel of the court in that first match because usually the lower seeds have been at a lower level. And this year, you look at the number 6 seed, Missouri State, they beat us. They went 5 with Creighton. So it's going to be a battle. So having that extra rest, I think, will be helpful this year.
It didn't appear to affect the game the other night, but what was Macy Newman's situation?
Macy actually broke a bone in her hand. She broke a knuckle in one of our practices on Thursday, and so we were fortunate that it's not displaced, it's a clean break, so she's able right now to wear a brace and be very functional. I mean, if you wouldn't see the big thing on her hand, you might not have even known that she had anything going on. So we're fortunate. Obviously, if that gets displaced for whatever reason, obviously blocking can do some things, but we're crossing our fingers because if it would get displaced, she probably wouldn't have the opportunity to compete. So we're fortunate right now. She handled it really well. I mean, she practiced for an hour and a half after she did it without even saying anything. So she's a tough kid, and I know she wants to be on the court.
What about your signings this year? Say about them?
Yeah. I was going to tell somebody not to ask that question until next week, but that's okay, just because we're in practice. But yeah, we're really excited about our class, and we have a couple others that we might sign late too. But we have a kid out of Duluth, Minnesota, and the one thing about Elena is she had an ACL tear, so she hasn't played since last February, and it's a negative in some ways, but it's also a kid that cannot wait to get on the court because of it. So hopefully, her rehab is going really well right now. But she's a middle blocker, and she's not really the stereotypical middle blocker that we've had. Our middle blockers have been kind of long and lanky. She's a big kid. She's very physical. That's why when she tore her ACL, I was really surprised. But she's going to be a kid that will be more of a physical presence in that position. So we're really looking forward to her. Amy Held from the St. Louis area. you know, obviously when you look at our kids and who we lose our ball control. We lose 3 kids that have basically been the meat of our ball control over the last 2 to 3 years. And so Amy is somebody that we look at possibly coming in and play right away, whether it's libero or a defensive specialist. You know, I don't know. It kind of depends on how she adapts. But she's also a kid that could help us at a pin. She's got a crazy vertical jump. So if we needed somebody on that, because we lose both of our pins too. So we look for her to be somebody that's going to be on the court. And then Heather Hook from Grundy Center, setter. We hope to have a year of training before we need to use her, but she's the kid that could come in and help us right away as well. Just a very physical kid. She'll be a bigger setter for us, a great blocker. So we're really excited about our 3 kids. And there's some possibilities for some kids, a late signing too. Obviously we graduate 5, so we have some spots. So we're excited, very excited. And those kids, they're great kids, and you will all love them for sure. They play with a lot of fire and energy, and definitely love UNI Panthers, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
Bobbi, with not playing on Thursday, how do you travel? When do you go? And will you take your team in Thursday night to watch Missouri State and Wichita State play? Do you let them do that?
Yeah, we will. We're going to practice early on Wednesday morning, and then we'll leave after that. And then we have an award ceremony there on Thursday, and then we'll have a short practice on Thursday. But we will watch that match. We'll actually watch both matches. Our team will probably not watch the entire match, but they'll definitely be there and be a part of it. You know, that it's all a fun experience, and I know they're all anxious to watch the other teams play as well, just since it's going to be so competitive. So, yep, we'll be at those matches. Yep.
You got it figured out yet how to defend that Creighton freshman Florida?
We're not worried about Creighton right now. Yeah, we really aren't. We're focused on Wichita and Missouri State. We got a lot of issues with both of them too. But yeah, obviously we have a lot of film that we're trying to figure some things out, and that's the one good thing. We have every match of every team, so a lot of film that we can break down. All right, thank you.